I see you have returned to me. Days mean nothing in the maw of forever. I never left your side.
So this is what happens when I open my game again. Okay, it's fine. Totally fine. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? Okay, make me forget. Is she us or is she here with us? I still don't know. Originally, our goal was to kill the princess. Should I trust that? What if that is the only reasonable, well, not reasonable, but only sane memory we still have left in the midst of all of this? I'm gonna try the first option.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
I guess the only option is then, okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Is she the princess or is she you? I don't even know. I don't know anymore. I'm so confused. Oh my lordy.
You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's actually try this option. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I'm gonna silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
This is what I talked about earlier when I said that the lighting inside the cabin changed when we fell asleep. I think I'm gonna try to make other choices now so that we might not fall asleep, if she indeed can control us in our sleep. I've heard it being said that when you dream, and in your dream you see a house, that house is a representation of you. I'm not sure if I wholeheartedly would agree with that. But I'm wondering what is the significance, the meaning of this one isolated cabin and the prison under it.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Again, if this would be a symbol, if this would symbolize us, then we would need to kill part of ourselves. I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Let's go. Round 2.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I think she is.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you sounds like we have been here before, doesn't it? Now that we have experienced the first part of this game, or how would you ever even call that? Let's just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Okay.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Yeah, you got me. Nuh-uh, I haven't decided yet. Just here to talk. Steal your nerves and step forward. I wanna see. Like, I'm so curious. I wanna see what happens if I actually go and kill her. That was the first thought in our mind. If our narrator is part of us as well, that was the first thing they told us to do. That has been the only continuing thought in our head. So I'm actually gonna try and do that now. I wanna see what happens. I don't necessarily feel like I want to harm her. I just wanna see what happens.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
This we read already. Let's try this. I'm curious. I want to see what happens.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that it's not this black and white.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
Is that because we are alive and well? Is she just one of our many voices? There is a connection between us and her. That is the only thing I'm sort of beginning to believe, but I'm not sure still what that is.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy. If we do have a connection, and if whether she's alive or not depends on our actions, our thoughts, our replies, then I'm gonna go with... I just want to see what happens if I choose, of course it is.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because we probably have.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
We are the monsters still.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
And we see our hand as the monster's hand.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only,
A world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Damn.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
So we are the monster. In more ways than one, just as I said in the previous video. Or that is at least what I feel at the moment. That's bullshit, let me out of here. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Just like she was a prisoner in her quote-unquote gilded cage, and she asked us if we wanted her to build a gilded cage for us. Now we are inside this cage.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Really?
Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. Hell no, do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here? Of course we are. I like it here. Narrator wants us to kill the princess and stay in here. I still don't understand. There are many questions in my mind. Are we just gonna accept this, or are we gonna fight against it? Voices inside my head fighting. What happens if I choose the explore option?
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Good question. Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. No, we're happy, I'm sure of it.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here, though you're probably not going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
Narrator wants us to slay the princess. But at one point we saw, I don't know, it felt like we were seeing some sort of emotions or feelings that the princess has been going through. But they were blending together with the narrator's story. What if the narrator is connected to the princess? If we are not all the same creature, this must be very frustrating for those of you who actually know what the heck is going on. But this is my genuine reaction. I'm trying to understand. But it's okay, it's a challenge. I welcome it.
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
So the narrator does not want us to end ourselves. Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell. You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer. Heck it, it's time to make extreme choices.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
I really like the voice acting. Chapter 2, The Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's get straight to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
Voice of the Cold. Interesting. Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odour of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
Wow. I think I'm gonna take the icons away from the side so that we can see this entire image slightly better. Like this. Good. It looks like a cabin, but what if it was something else in the beginning? You see those fancy decorations, that wallpaper, the windows actually have frames and some detail in them. There is a blade and a mirror. I mean, it looks like it has once been a beautiful place.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement. I want to approach the mirror once more.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
So the narrator does not see the mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Let's enter the basement without a blade. So I ended up reloading the game simply because I wanted to enter the basement without the blade. And I accidentally took it, so I reloaded my save. Now we know what happens if we touch the mirror. So I'm gonna enter the basement without the blade.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
It almost looks as if we would be descending stairs that are coming from an attic. This does not look like basement anymore.
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
Let's go then.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
It's just like I told you.
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. 2 deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
She looks so cute, but I bet that is not gonna last that long.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Is she still bound to this place? Oh no.
Ghost!
Scooby-Doo reference.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
Voice of the cold. Proper way to see how things play out. I will try and wait to see how things play out. I mean, we did do that already and that didn't help, so maybe now we can do something else. If we are some part of her, maybe we can, what is the word? Lay her to rest? Like give her peace in some other way?
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Seeing a little begging. I killed you. What are you doing not being dead? Do you know why you came back? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. I'm sorry I killed you last time. I shouldn't have done that. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that and it wouldn't be hard to do it again. I'm sorry. Is there any way I can make it up to you? The people who wanted you dead tricked me, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's team up. Let's try this option. I'm kind of curious. Oh, there are more options. Oh god, there are so many more options. What do you want from me? If I knew I'd wind up having to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. I died too and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different? At some point she did say that we are not the same, but we are experiencing something similar, and that she will be waiting for me. You're dead, or at least mostly dead. What can you even do to hurt me? After I killed you, this cabin, I want to say teleported? It wasn't in the woods anymore. Time stopped meaning anything and I had to kill myself to escape. I guess I should tell you why I was sent to kill you. You were going to end the world. I was told you were going to end the world. Okay, clearly slaying you isn't going to work. What do you want? Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts? We can ask help from our different personalities or fragments of our personalities. If you're dead, then there really isn't much for me to do, is there? I guess I'll get going. Leave her in the basement. Right, I don't think there's much more for us to talk about. I'm going to get my blade and then the two of us can fight. Retrieve the blade. Grab the princess. She says she might be interested in seeing a little begging. I'm not sure if I can work together with her. There seem to be at least two sides inside of her as well. We see her being the prisoner, but we are clearly a prisoner ourselves as well. Let's try this. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
Interesting. I wonder what is going on.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I don't feel dead.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls, but I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Her voice now almost sounds as there would be several fragments existing of her as well. You hear that echo? I'm not sure if it just sounds ghastly, but I wonder how many different fragments of personality versions of her there are.
I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
Where is your home? Where do you come from?
After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
Apparently so.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Good question.
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
For some reason my controller just stopped working, so I'm gonna play with mouse for now. What if I say no? This would just be temporary ride. You leave once we're out of the cabin. If I let you in, do I still get to be in control? And before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. I was told you'd end the world. Sounds great, do it. Let the princess possess you. The answer is no. Return, I need to think on this. I just want to see the world burn. I want to know what happens if I let her possess me. Let's go.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
I'm sorry I clicked a bit too early. That was an accident.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She's so scary.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
I don't think we can.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Damn. I wonder what happens next.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Damn. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass,
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Different pieces of the same. Fragments of the whole.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
That's what both you and the princess keep saying.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
I actually enjoy how encouraging and kind she seems. Now that she's inside our head, but that also makes me worry a lot. So many different forces are trying to manipulate us.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Explore, I can't think straight. There's too much noise. Leave the basement. Let's leave the basement!
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
What if the narrator is just afraid? If we are all one creature, which we are probably not, but if we are an entity or creature that has just fragmented into many different pieces, what if the narrator symbolizes our fears? If we gather ourselves back together and actually get up these stairs and get up there, go outside, he's afraid of what will happen. He's the voice of fear that says that the world will end if we heal. I wonder. It's hard to explain. I hope you can gather what I'm trying to say with my questionable English speaking skills, but I wonder if that really is the case.
You don't know that.
I do.
Maybe the narrator is so afraid of the princess because the princess symbolizes hope.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin?
True.
Does the destruction of one open a door to another, Or is it the same world reborn?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
Maybe we are actually just a creature that is really, really deeply depressed, and the whole goal is to gather pieces of our identity and our mind and dare to actually go out from this cabin. And that won't be the end of the world. That will just be us, freed from this prison we have constructed by ourselves.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
Because she represents hope.
It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Now I think the only right way is to actually take all of us out of here. And I'm going to follow my intuition on this. Take the blade, rush forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Maybe we are so sick that we see ourselves as the monster. Maybe that's a subconscious thing.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Indeed, let's see what happens next. Open the door. Yes.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Or maybe that is just how we have felt like.
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I apologize for the sound effects. They are quite strong here.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Beautiful. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you. But it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay, just trust me. Approach the mirror let's approach the mirror. I don't know what the situation is. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
It does, doesn't it?
Ignore him. You have to look.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. The mirror always makes them leave. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes. Pockets of vitality and movement. Okay, and she does look like she has more... like she's more visible. She's not as transparent as she was before.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Okay, now I have a feeling that I'm beginning to understand. At least I think so. So each time we do that, she becomes more firm, like more attached to whatever reality we are currently in. She becomes more visible, more whole, and then we are meant to, I guess, kill her when she has become quote-unquote whole again. Maybe. I don't know. Oh my goodness. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you feel about me, the vessels I've been bringing you? I've heard them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I'm ready to go back, attack the entity, destroy your body. I'm gonna say this first.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I'm not her, but I'm in a similar situation as she is. I'm still trying to piece together all the puzzle pieces. Let's ask this.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Just like all of us people. The weirdest thing is, that I'm kind of getting attached to her. I can notice my emotions kind of taking over. I don't feel like I want to, slay the princess. I just want to set her free.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
I guess I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.